Think visual? Ooh, take a look at the smirk on Jane Pauley's face. Because she was going to have to do the age-old pun for this band, which was kinky. This is from March 20th, 1986. Ray Davies being interviewed by Rona Elliot on the Today Show. Great clip. Great interview. Great quality. Super beta, baby. Super beta.
When the British musical invasion hit American shores more than 20 years ago, it included one band that distinguished itself from the others with its biting social observations. It was called the Kinks. Well, today, music correspondent Rona Elliot talked with the Kinks' lead singer, Ray Davies, and his wit is as evident as it ever was.
That's right, John. Ray Davies has been the driving force behind the Kinks since the 60s and through their continued success today. Their current album, Think Visual, and its hit, Lost and Found, has shown that while Davies may be personally low-key, his music and humor remain up-tempo with staying power. Over 2 decades ago, a band called the Ravens was singing in small London clubs performing American rhythm and blues. But it wasn't until they took a new name and started doing their own material that the Kinks broke onto the charts.
I didn't expect to be around after our first record. You know, I was an art student and I wanted to do theatre and film and all that. And I was frustrated by the lack of progress I was making, so I joined a band to get a hit record and make some money so I could go off and do what I wanted. But then I got on the treadmill and I put another one out and that was a hit and it just kept following. Oh, set me free, little girl. All you gotta do is set me.
The Kinks' distinctive style and a particular gift for social satire have not only kept them on the charts for 20 years, but have made them one of the few bands who have retained all their original members.
The skies go black and it's like the dead of winter. We were lost and found in the pouring rain. I found one of the first things I learned when I started writing songs is if you get angry about something and write an angry song, it doesn't work so well as comedy. I wrote a song, I don't think you've heard it here, called Dedicated Follower of Fashion.
Of course, it was a hit.
Oh, was it?
Of course.
Oh. But it was just, I got angry about all the fashion, you know, in England.
You've said in the past that you write about dodgy subjects, and dodgy is not a word we use here in America. So what is dodgy, and what are some of those subjects?
Subjects which are kind of difficult to deal with. People have mixed reactions towards them. Things like Lola, for example, which was about transvestites. Sometimes I write songs for therapeutic value for me, to keep me going through the day. And that was a therapeutic song.
Was it based on a personal experience?
Yeah, it all happened in a disco in Paris one night. And it's 50% true. I'm not telling you which 50%.
You've remained in there intact. Your relationship is intact. It's seen hard times.
Going into business with a relative is the most difficult thing imaginable. I don't know how the Queen of England does it. But I guess she's got more control over the situation than I have. I'd say it's just to take each day as it comes, especially on tour, because it can be dreadful. I mean, it can be frightening sometimes. Because brothers, I suppose right from being kids, used to fight. You're still like 3-year-olds, you know, we haven't really grown into adulthood. Don't ever set me free. I always wanna be by your side.
The Kinks have just wrapped up the first leg of their American tour with more dates to be added. John?
Thanks, Rona. Interesting guy. We'll be back in just a minute right after these messages.